What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 130 of the STS Guys. I'm Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey, it's Nate.
And don't start. Just a second.
Oh, there he is.
And it's Scott. Hello, everybody. I actually hit a button, Ryan. I didn't need to show your face.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
Well, you guys are in one screen instead of two separate screens, so that's a first.
It's been a week, but Jeremy's in Texas. Scott, what are you doing?
I am also in Texas. Yeah, I'm out visiting. Going to be moving out here in a couple of weeks, so I'm out here scoping everything out. So if I'm in town, I'm going to come hang out with my friends and do our funny podcast.
Awesome.
You have to. You have to.
That means we're like a 50% Texas podcast now.
Yeah. Well, when Jeremy moved, I changed our thing to saying the best podcast in Arizona to the best podcast in the Southwest. So I think we can keep that moniker going.
Absolutely. And honestly, like I said, it's just there's no better place to have a joint podcast than chilling out in the nerd cave.
Nice. I mean, we got a whole arcade there. Well, you got like 3 cabinets and the pinball machine, so you got all kinds of fun.
Yeah, so Scott got to experience the pinball machine.
It's choice. I want one. I want one real bad. Very soon I'll be building one myself.
Even out of town together, you guys still join.
Hey, look, and it's still socially distant.
Just a smidgen.
That's like 2 feet away, but it counts. So it's been a week.
It has been a week.
I'm going to share real quick because I've got some exciting news. And when I say share, I mean share my screen. So shout out.
I was going to say, Larry, that almost makes it sound like you were doing like a pregnancy announcement.
Guys, guess what?
I got news.
No.
It's a boy.
Better. So we do got a baby, but it's a bingo baby. Shout out to Andrew Newland, who's Andrew New Beardland, I think, on Twitter. He made us STS Guys Podcast bingo. He's made one for some other podcasts too, like Geek Together, the Funko Funcast, for Dorksman. Well, there is now officially an STS Guys bingo too. You can get there by going to podcastbingo.com/STS Guys. It's got some great bingo squares on here.
I see one of my favorite ones.
What's your favorite one?
Which is where I open up a bottle of scotch.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. I think I like a Kevin Smith reference.
Yeah.
Yep. We got Scott kills a Segway. Nate brings up Batman.
Nate repeats what someone just said. That's my favorite.
That's one of my favorites too.
Shout out to the chat.
Yes. So if you guys have any ideas for ones that need to be on here, shoot us a message. I tried to go through and add as many as I could. Andrew helped out too. So again, thank you, Andrew. If you want to share your bingo squares on Instagram or Twitter, you can do so with hashtag STS Guys Bingo. And maybe we'll retweet them or reshare them or whatever. And at some point, we should probably do like a bingo contest because that would be fun.
Yeah. There is one on there that's not going to get used very much. I think we need to find a replacement for it. Sports Talk. That's happened like 6 times in the 3 years that we've been together. So,
and honestly, like I said, that's Sports Talk in a normal sports world. There's no sports.
Right. True.
Especially not going to get mentioned.
Yeah.
That one's hard to do right now.
That is very hard. But I challenge anybody who, if they get bingo while they're listening, to share in the chat that they got the bingo, so we can.
I don't know. Agent Tony Stark is saying he's got it.
I don't know if he's saying
we're counting on you.
Excited for the bingo.
I think he's excited for the bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Shout out to that chat. We have a lot of people in here already. Say hello to Ed, Asian Tony Stark, Heather Bradshaw. We have Jessica Pogue, We've got Meg Stalker. We've got Hockey. We got Sean El Loco Gaijin. Gary L., Andrew Newland. I mean, thank you everybody for being here with us tonight. We appreciate it. Even in quarantine, we're still all together. How cool is that?
Very cool. And Damon brings up, it doesn't count when Laird reads the bingo card to us. That is true. It does not count as a bingo score when I'm reading the bingo score.
Yeah.
It's true.
Nice call out.
Just remember, guys, it doesn't count.
A quick shout out to Damien and the rest of the Geek Together podcast and Sully, because again, like 2 weeks ago, Sully was streaming on Mixer. He sent everybody to the Geek Together stream at 7 Pacific, and then Geek Together wrapped up, and everybody's flowing over here. So thank you guys for sending people our way, and thank you for everybody who's coming in, hanging out in the chat.
Cheers to everybody in the chat.
Much appreciated. So what about you guys? I mean, I got some more for It's Been a Week, but anybody else have anything cool?
Yeah, I have something really cool. So, like you guys know, I've been like super pumped about those McFarlane remaster figures that they launched on Kickstarter, right? So, well, first and foremost, update on that. So, Todd McFarlane just about passed $2 million. Like $2 million.
Let's remember the goal for this Kickstarter was $100,000.
Yeah,
and they still have what is it? 20 days left, Jeremy?
Yeah, 20-something days left.
Yeah, so they have potential to make a lot more money.
Absolutely, yeah. So I got my pledge in for the 3-pack because I want all 3 individual figures with all the different bonus accessories and things like that. But beyond that, like I said, I wanted to basically create like a shelf display, and so I still need to. I've been meaning to do this. I'm going to do a room tour. I promise I will do a room tour. But I have this display case set up over in the left-hand corner over here. But I actually want to do an entire Spawn shelf with a Spawn 9.8 CGC, Spawn number 1 that I just got. So I just posted that on my Instagram because I got that in the mail yesterday. Scott's daughter actually wanted to open the package.
Yeah, she did. She was over here and she's like, "Can I open the box?" And everybody's like, "Not that one." I'll show you what's in it, but not you don't know.
How did you get that one again, Jeremy? You find that on eBay? And
better on eBay. So I ended up actually scoring it for like $60. Like so, CGC'd at 9.8. So
9.8. That's awesome.
So it was a killer deal.
That's great.
It's not bad, man. It's a nice, obviously it's 9.8, right? So it's in good shape, but it's a nice looking book.
Yeah. And Jeremy, did you see that McFarlane also posted the video of the articulation? He had the prototype figure.
Yeah.
And because this has been like a thing for a lot of people, will it have articulation? Will it have articulation? Because I guess the older McFarlane figures weren't the best as far as their movability, but Ton basically put those worries to rest. He showed a video, and the thing moves really well. It's got really nice articulation. So I'm excited to see how it comes out, actually. Looks like a really cool.
Yeah, I saw it. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. And I even know what this stuff is called just because of being friends with Nate. It's got double jointed knees.
Yeah,
and it's got like the bicep twist. It's got a torso twist feature to it as well. Like it's got like a lot of different articulation points that are going to happen there. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, a lot of people were worried that the chest wouldn't move, and that's like Jeremy said. I do action figure photography, and that's one of the things that you want for dynamic posing is to have a chest that moves well. And he basically showed something that has a soft plastic body, but it actually has articulation underneath. They did a Thousand Toys did a Hellboy figure like that a little while ago, and it's actually really cool engineering. So I'm excited to see it.
No, it's as far as these figures go, the more, like I said, even beyond the stretch goals and the additional weapons and the additional heads and everything that he's gotten, like now actually seeing the actual physical prototype and seeing some of the movement, it just got me that much more excited for the figure. So like I said, I'm super. Like I said, these are actually going to be, even though they come in super nice boxes, they're actually probably going to be out of the box figures for me. Like I said, in this display shelf that I'm going to set up.
Yeah, you could always keep that artist proof one, with the signature in the box. I think that'd be a good one to kind of keep sealed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's going to be a nice set. I guess in figure news, there's not a whole lot of new figures being released. Bandai SH Figure Arts released a new Loki. So if you've been looking for a Loki, because there's not really many good Loki figures. So that one got released this week. And then I'm hoping that I have an unboxing soon. I'm expecting a Maythex Cyclops figure, but it's been delayed because of all this craziness. So who knows when that's going to show up. But I was hoping I could have that this week, but it looks like it's delayed.
That would be cool. Wait,
Yeah.
Unboxing videos, did you say?
Ooh.
Yes.
Speaking of unboxing videos,
Is this a segue that I'm
yeah. Don't do it, Scott. So we threw up 2 Funko related unboxing videos on our YouTube channel. I got that $15 Shumi Proto mystery box. I didn't get the Proto, but I got a really cool pop that I was happy about. So check that out. And then I also got my WonderCon package that I ordered from FYE, and that thing was beat. I think it's the most messed up box that I've ever received, like the shipping box. And like it was practically ripped. Well, it was ripped open. Like the top panel was like barely hanging on by like a thread. So check out that video and find out how smashed up or not smashed up my Flock Pichu Pop is. Both of those are on our YouTube channel. Search STS Guys, you will find it.
Did you have any resolution to that with the
Oh, sure. Yeah. So clearly the Pichu Pop inside was pretty smashed up. So yeah, I emailed FYE and I have to send it back. And then once they get it, they'll send me out another one.
Yeah,
so sometime in the next like month, maybe I'll actually get a replacement.
Like you say in the video, I've never seen a box that destroyed before.
It was pretty bad because I got it delivered to my PO box and I had to go, like they were holding it hostage behind the counter. So I had to talk to the lady at the post office and she's like, I'm sorry, hopefully what's inside's not messed up. I'm like, yeah,
It is.
I mean, literally like you're holding it by like a thread. No, it's trashed, but whatever. But I'm like, hey, unboxing video.
Yeah, let me show this off because people love to see damage.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
mail.
otherwise, I probably wouldn't even cared, right? It's just a Pokemon pop. It's not that exciting. But hey, the box was quite
Any
demolished.
chance I get to show off how bad the post office is, I will jump on it.
Yeah.
Don't take our word for it. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's pretty crazy how destroyed it actually is.
Yeah.
It's exciting and exhilarating.
Well, it really wasn't even for me. It's Ian who's collecting the Pokemon Pop, so he was quite disappointed that his Pichu was smashed. I'm like, I gotta send it back. Sorry. One day we'll get another one.
One day.
So how about you? How's Texas, Scott?
I'm enjoying it immensely. Everything's closed, so
I know, right? It's yeah.
but
I
the
mean,
weather's nice, and
That's good.
I'm we're going out here looking for neighborhoods and that sort of thing. So we'll find a house here shortly, but we just haven't been here in a very, very long time. So I was jumping in to get an idea of what I'm getting myself into.
that's cool. Is it true that you'll get fined if you go outside in Austin if you're not wearing a mask?
It is.
So are you walking around wearing a mask?
When I leave, if I get out the car, I put a mask on. I ain't fucking around. Like that's I don't have an extra $1,000 mid move to throw around.
It was so funny because we went to get donuts this morning. So I hopped in the car real quick to go get donuts. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't bring masks. So I had to loop around, loop back around, drive back home, grab the mask. Just so that way, when I rolled down my window to put in my donut order, I could actually then ask for the donuts and not get fined.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just so you could talk to the donut guy to order the donuts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Round Rock Donuts.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And the
I
delicious
want donuts
sausage
now.
in a
I do
donut.
want donuts. I thought about that the other day. Like they're open, right? Like Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts or Krispy Kreme. Like
I was thinking of Krispy Kreme. It's funny that you mentioned that. I miss the old Krispy Kremes.
yeah, it's
Because if you order Krispy Kremes now, it's kind of like just frozen donuts. And I miss the ones where you can walk in and pull them off the conveyor belt.
Yeah,
So two things. So I introduced Scott into the most amazing thing in the entire world.
The greatest food ever. Greatest food ever.
I introduced him to what a kolache was.
Never had this. It's
I
basically
don't know.
It's basically a bratwurst in a pancake. Like,
What? That sounds like something you'd like.
right?
They're pretty much amazing.
They're the best food ever. That's breakfast
Yeah.
every day.
All right.
And then, hey, shout out to Damien. So come on over. Listen, we could do a live local episode. He's come to Austin too.
Yeah.
So welcome to Austin. So when you come, Damien.
Yeah, like hit us up because I'll be here in May, so just a little bit before you.
Yeah, and I'm already here.
Looks like Andrew Newen might be in Texas too. He said so. Everybody's moving to Texas. You guys know it gets hot here, right?
I think Andrew used to live in Texas, but he now lives in Colorado. Yeah.
Nothing beats no Texas heat will ever beat some of the summers we have in Phoenix, though. So I think I'm trading the heat away a little bit.
A little bit, because we're already up to 100. If anyone's not aware.
Yeah, it was 100 degrees today.
Yeah,
74 out there.
74 right now. It was
wow.
Below under 70 when we were out there having a beer outside.
It was only like in the last week and a half that it's really got hot here, or at least maybe 2 weeks. But
yeah. So Sean El Loco Gajin says Sully raves about collages.
Yeah, that's the kolaches. Yeah,
that's the breakfast thing. Oh, okay. Maybe I've heard of him say that too before. Now that you mention it,
they're amazing.
It's a Texas thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've never had one. Jeremy's like, oh, you need to get one of these. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And I'm like, oh, just get 4 of them. Just get 4 of them. I have one. I'm like, this is the only thing I'm going to eat from now on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ryan says, can someone come out to Hawaii so we could do a local recording out here?
I would love to.
I feel like that should be an easy sell. Like once you can go places again.
Yeah. Damien, it's interesting selling and buying a house right now. Yeah, I think Scott would agree with that.
Yeah. Yep. It's been a fun adventure trying to do that.
It's going okay though, right? You said you've got some prospects, so
yeah, but I have to get my house sold too, which is also going to be a pain in the ass.
It's like I think that's one of those things that like I hadn't done it up until a year ago when we moved in here, but like the juggling, buying the new house and selling the old house, it's a very horrible experience.
Yeah.
So I hope it goes well for you. At least you got a little bit of help in the Texas area, so you'll be fine. You got some time, but yeah, like selling your house sucks, man.
It sucks, and trying to juggle both from different states is an adventure. So
yeah, that too, right? It was bad enough just moving across town. But you'll be fine.
Hey, if you need anything, you got boots on the ground.
I do got boots on the ground.
Right.
You got Jeremy to hold your hand. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I've actually called on him to be like, dude, go look at this house. It just came on the market. Is it good? So
right. At least drive by. Make sure it's not like the one nice house in the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
I like Ed's comment. Those fucking property brothers make it look so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Fake news, man.
Yeah.
Fake news. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Go inject some disinfectant. You'll be fine.
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe you need to eat a Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Donald Trump should bring that back.
I've heard Lysol kills it in less than 1 minute.
Hey, shout out, throwback to our Tide Pod episode.
Yeah, like episode 12 or something. It was a long time ago when Tide Pods were big. Remember when kids were eating Tide Pods?
Are they edible?
Hey, I'll say that those kids who ate the Tide Pods, they didn't have the coronavirus.
No, they did.
Just saying.
But I really need some candy, Larry. I really need some candy.
See, the two fads just kind of didn't coincide at the right time. They needed to sync up.
Don't eat Tide Pods, kids.
Don't eat Tide Pods.
Don't get Corona and don't eat Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Damien says, looks like we'll have a good group in Austin. Yes, we will have an amazing group.
Yes, we definitely
here in
will.
Austin.
And
That'll be cool. And then Nate and I are going to have to come visit again once the dust settles.
We'll have to do like a round table one, like the good old days.
Oh, that would
Yeah. Hey, like I said, the table
downstairs.
The table is downstairs.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
See? Perfect. Yeah.
Sean B, how about vaping the Lysol? Man, I don't recommend that, but let us know how that works. Have you guys seen the meme where it's Donald Trump taking a hit of a Juul and it's a Lysol Juul?
No, that's awesome.
It says kills COVID in less than 1 minute. Because I don't know if you guys saw that this week, but he was talking about how they're going to look into the disinfectants because that sounds really effective. Yeah. It kills things in less than 1 minute. We should look into that.
Look into it. Look into injections.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Politics aside, like I said,
that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Politics aside,
sorry.
Anybody something like that? It's just stupid.
It's just
anybody who's like, let's let's take bleach and put it in your veins. Like, you're fucking dumb. I'm sorry. Like, yeah.
Hook me up.
Yeah. Put it in, Doc.
Man, boss, I'm feeling a little bit of virusy today.
Give me your finest Lysol disinfectant.
Speaking of viruses, viruses, aliens, all sorts of different things that kind of reminds me of some sci-fi talk.
Ooh, a segue.
A segue. What do you think about that, Scott?
We're not playing the bingo yet, so I just expect me to ruin at least one a podcast from now on.
That's
a free square. It's a free square.
I kind of killed the segue that time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes,
Well,
Ed had an amazing idea.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
Larry?
We had no topic, and at the end of the last episode, we threw out the idea to the chat. What should we talk about next week? And Ed jumped right in with 80s sci-fi. So this week on the STS Guys, we're talking about our favorite sci-fi movies from the 1980s.
So you asked us to narrow it down to 3, Larry, and I couldn't do 3. I'm sorry. There's way too many.
There's too many.
I think in typical STS Guys fashion, rather than like go around and name our top 3, we should probably just wing it.
Yeah. Like, that's fine.
Let's just talk and then see where it goes.
Cheers. Let's do it in typical fashion. We have no plan.
Well, yeah. The 80s, we can all agree 80s were probably the best time for sci-fi movies. There's so many old movies that nowadays they try to remake and they fail miserably. And it just wasn't, I feel bad for kids nowadays because it's not the same. It's not the same. Growing up in the 80s was a dream.
No, kids nowadays get shitty remakes of 80s movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
As Asian Tony Stark brought up, the Ghostbusters, right? Great 80s movie. Shitty remake movie.
And these, so Ed brings up a good point. Does Ghostbusters count as science fiction or horror comedy? I'm going to say it's a little bit of both.
It's science fiction.
Yeah, it's got science fiction stuff.
It's they use proton packs and science to catch the ghosts. That's the science fiction part of it.
But there's also ghosts, man.
What's the official Google? What's the Google
there's
name?
demons that come from couches, okay? That's pretty horror comedy.
I'm not saying it's not horror comedy, but it hits the science.
Actually, it's sci-fi-ish. You can some movies transcend one category.
According to the Google, when you pull up Ghostbusters, it's comedy/fantasy.
Ooh.
So Ghostbusters isn't on the list? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's not even horror. It's fantasy.
Ooh,
but sci-fi is like
fantasy,
right?
What does the chat think? Sci-fi or not? Ghostbusters.
All right, so let's let the chat narrow this out. Let's go over some ones that I know are some sci-fi ones. In the chat, please just you guys tell us if you think Ghostbusters is sci-fi or no. But I want to talk about one here. You want to know what my favorite 80s sci-fi movie is?
What?
Yes.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes. That was a nasty movie.
But it's an alien. And it comes from, they find it on a spaceship in the Antarctic.
I would say The
think
Thing
it
is
is.
definitely sci-fi because it's
Sci-fi
like this,
horror.
like you said, alien thing. It changes shape.
that
It
movie
definitely doesn't follow the laws of physics.
Yeah, no, that traumatized the living shit out of me as a kid.
Dude, when they chop off that dude's head and it grows the spider legs.
Runs off. Yeah, like
Everything is like
paddles, and the chest opens up and it bites off his arms. Like
the
that.
parts that always disturb me with things like mid-transfer and it's like shaking and dripping of like all this nastiness and it's got arms coming out. That thing was nasty.
And the ending is just so bleak.
Oh yeah.
Like all their buildings are burned down. It's just Childs and McGreedy at the end. You're not sure if either of them is the thing, and it just kind of ends on them just in this hopeless situation. I love that movie. One of the best like horror sci-fi 80s movies of all time. Like if it's on, I will stop whatever I'm doing to watch it.
Yeah. Makes me not want to go to Antarctica.
Yeah. And
So,
Ed brings up too that everything they did was all practical effects too. There was like no CG, and they didn't do a lot of like like movie magic tricks, like Ghostbusters with like the beams and shit. They didn't do that. That was all like puppets and stuff that they got to look like that.
Yeah.
So, two things. We forgot our bingo drop. I got it though. Hold on. And bingo square alert. I haven't seen The Thing.
Bingo!
So, yeah. So find out for the video. I figured that would be if somebody ever trucks in the chat and says that they got the bingo.
Oh, okay.
I
just thought we could throw it out randomly at. I just had to throw it out randomly right now. Like I thought we could do it at the beginning too, when we're like, "Hey, don't forget to get out your bingo squares." We get the creepy ha 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 bingo guy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that'll be that's going to be the winner's circle sound. You get that if you get bingo. That's our prize because we're second.
Before we move on to the next movie here, I want to go back to the Ghostbusters vote because I think the votes are in, guys, and it's surprising. People are saying that Ghostbusters is not a sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
not a
sci-fi. I agree.
Whew.
I agree.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Fine. Like I think, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's
the chat speaks, man. The chat speaks.
I will concede to the not sci-fi then. I will go with that.
I get it. I like Scott's argument for sci-fi, but I also get that it is not. So I can accept that. I guess I'm gonna have to watch The Thing, man. It sounds good.
Yeah,
you need to watch it.
You will not be disappointed.
Just don't let your son watch it. It's terrifying.
Okay.
Dude, do not Ian anywhere near that fucking movie.
Since Larry hasn't seen it, that might be a totally rad movie.
Yeah, right? It might have to be a totally
rad.
Not
a bad idea, Nate.
I have an idea. If it is a totally rad movie, can all four of us kind of come out the Totally Rad podcast? Because I think that's a 4-person STS Guys Rad podcast crossover.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. We'll figure that out then. That's a good idea. Next time we're talking about Garbage Pail Kids. So after Garbage Pail Kids, I guess we're gonna do The Thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for Garbage Pail Kids.
So am I. That's why I don't want to skip Garbage Pail Kids.
Larry's really looking forward to it.
Jeremy,
I really want to watch Garbage Pail Kids.
Jeremy's up.
I am going probably it's an all-time classic movie. I actually have a Larry Vance hand-drawn poster actually in my bathroom of this movie. I said it's RoboCop.
Oh man, you took mine.
I knew Nate was gonna.
I forgot you had that poster.
It's okay. It's okay. I know Jerry's a mega fan. Jeremy's a mega fan too, so I can respect his choice.
Yes. So, sorry, Nate. I said RoboCop is just one of those movies where like it was such an amazing movie that came out at the time. Like just the fact that, like I said, just the mix of like I said different mediums in that movie. Just like the actual, like so the action, just the pure unadulterated violence of the movie.
Yes.
Well, the bleakness of it, like the whole corporate takeover thing, like is nuts.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, just the political satire in that movie is amazing. Like they have all these commercials that are kind of making fun of, like modern society at the time. But RoboCop, these guys probably know. RoboCop's one of my favorite movies, one of my all-time favorites, an amazing 80s classic.
I'm just doing a chat up here. Manny, it's a little column A, a little column B.
Yep.
Manny, it was a Lysol Jewel, so it's okay. But yeah, going back to RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven was the director. Like, this guy's movies are great. I'm really sad because Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do a reboot, which I think he's probably the only guy that could have done a true to heart reboot. What is Jeremy looking at there? Those guys are up to no
He's
good.
Up to something, right? This is weird. They're not against us, but they're doing something.
We're plotting. We're plotting. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Quite.
But yeah, I mean, you got classic movie. Everybody know if you haven't seen RoboCop or if you've only seen the modern one, then you're really missing out on something special. Peter Weller doesn't get a lot of credit, Buckaroo Banzai, but he really got big, I think, from RoboCop, and then didn't really get that much bigger after that.
There you go, Nate. There you go, Buckaroo Banzai. You got another '80s sci-fi movie right there.
There you go. That's a good segue.
Banzai,
right?
Buckaroo Banzai. Yeah, it's one of those movies I had to watch probably like 5 or 6 times to really fully understand what was happening in that movie. But,
Oh yeah, it's confusing as shit, but
yeah, that's another great movie.
I have no idea what that is.
Wait, Larry, you've seen RoboCop, right?
I've seen RoboCop. I think I was little. What's Buckaroo Banzai though?
What?
That's oh my god.
Genuine, no clue what you're talking about right now.
Oh,
how do you
Larry,
even know?
there's things about Larry that surprise me because he is so into like classic sitcoms, but when it's the classic movies, he's like, I don't know, I haven't seen that one.
No,
So if you
I
missed
think
the
my
first Larry-
parents watched a lot more TV than movies in the 80s, obviously. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension from 1984.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never even heard of this movie before.
Oh, Manny said something. The new RoboCop wasn't too bad. The OG is the best. Oh, Manny, you don't know your.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just not worthy, man. It's not
It
worthy.
wasn't awful, but it was not RoboCop.
It was not worthy for the name. I'm sorry. I distracted from Buckaroo Banzai.
It's
All
okay.
right, so I'm going to jump in here though too, because everyone in the chat is bringing up one of my other all-time favorite '80s sci-fi movies is Flight of the Navigator. I love that.
Is
movie.
that? Did you already pick 2, Scott? Is that already 2?
Yeah, just all right, go
It's
on.
all right. No rules.
I'm just
No
kidding.
rules.
No. Flight of the Navigator I actually rewatched recently because we've been in quarantine and I have Disney Plus. So I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Man, that is a classic movie. Watching that makes it like brought me back to childhood. There's things of me watching that on the couch, and there's scenes that I just remembered from being a kid. That's a really cool movie if you guys haven't seen it.
No, Hockey says he's never seen a Ghostbusters film. We all have blind spots. Larry has too many blind spots.
Hockey, no. Hockey, you have to watch at least the first 2.
All right,
Ooh, Last
Larry.
Starfighter. Wow.
go ahead. Tell what is your '80s movie if you've ever seen one.
Fair. But I'm not going deep cut. I'm going super mainstream. Does Back to the Future count as a sci-fi movie?
No, not my other pick.
Hey, we're all just grabbing Nate's. It's fine, Nate. Yes.
Oh no,
I mean, Back to the Future is great.
it is.
It's got a DeLorean. There's time travel.
Yes.
Michael J. Fox in the 80s.
Talk about an
Family
iconic.
Time.
Yeah,
Right?
iconic
Family
movie.
Ties time.
You're
See, I
gonna-
wasn't watching Buckaroo Banzai. I was watching Family Ties. Thanks, Mom.
Back
You
to
don't
the
watch- You
Future.
don't get to watch a movie where a guy almost has sex with his own mother. So
Yeah, right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I'd rather watch Star Wars where a guy almost has sex with his little sister.
I would say it's fair that probably Back to the Future is what introduced me to sci-fi. Like I didn't really watch a sci-fi movie before seeing Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and then it
Star-
also was time travel, which I was just like, what is time travel all about?
I mean,
So-
maybe Star Wars.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's just like it was a different kind of. It was almost like modern day sci-fi.
Yeah, and you're on
Kind of.
Earth, right? Like
Yeah.
Marty and Doc start off. They're on Earth. Like Star Wars is more space. Yeah.
And if you're gonna build a time machine, do it in style. You know, build it with a DeLorean.
It's pretty cool, man. Iconic forever.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for
gigawatts.
that, like nobody would care about DeLoreans.
I got to ask you guys though, if you had to choose between one of the Back to the Future movies, which one is your favorite?
first
First one?
Number two.
Number two for Jeremy?
Number one.
Even though I love number 2, I'm gonna have to go with number 1.
No, number two, all the way in my book. I love Old Biff.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
I love Old Biff.
Old Biff, the sports encyclopedia, the Cubs winning the World Series, the
Yeah.
hoverboard. Yeah, two is it for me.
Yeah, there's actually some really great.
Young Elijah Wood in 2.
Jaws 31.
Yeah, right.
Look,
Just some of those jokes were great.
Use your hands. It's like a baby's toy.
Yeah.
What's the
Hoverboards don't work on water.
No, first off, Ed. I'm pulling this
Nike
up.
Air Mags.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Ed. No,
Third one the most. Ed.
no.
Ed. Come on now.
he just likes westerns?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Is it because you like Doc? Is Doc your favorite character? Because 3 is really like the story of Doc's future, kind of.
Yeah, right. His
It's where
wife
Doc
or
gets
whatever.
laid. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
Doc Doc finally gets a woman.
I mean, it was kind of cool how it kind of connected the very history of Marty, because these movies are all about future, past Marty lives and how it affects him.
Here it is.
So that was kind of cool.
The Back to the Future movies are literally just the story of a goddamn clock tower.
Well, and Biff Tannen, right? Like, what did they call him? He hated the name.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Yes.
Because he drooled.
Yes, drilled like a dog. Oh, the third one did have ZZ Top. They played in the Western Social in the movie when Doc is dancing with the lady friend. No, you haven't lost our respect, Ed. We respect that it's Back to the Future. It's canon, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. Before we steal another one of Nate's movies, Nate, over to you for one of your favorites.
Yeah, get one of yours before we
If you have any left.
Man, I gotta say those are my two. RoboCop and Back to the Future are like my go-tos. I can watch those movies anytime. But, gosh, I will say probably Aliens.
Ooh.
Aliens really stuck with me as like that was a horror movie for me when I was watching that as a kid. That scared the shit out of me.
So here's the debate: which one do you like better, Alien or Aliens? Because to me, it's the first one. Alien is the better of the two.
No.
They're vastly different. Like they're hard to compare because one's an action movie and one's a like suspense horror. But
I would say,
they both have their benefits.
I'd say Alien probably freaked me out a little bit more, just because, like Scott said, it felt like they were more isolated. You got this monster against these guys who really aren't prepared for what they're dealing with, and they're getting taken out one by one. And then Aliens is more of like, hey, let's put all these people together and a bunch of aliens.
Yeah. It's one alien is one alien versus like 6 crew members on a ship. They're not soldiers. They're just trying to get through it.
I am with Sully all the way. Aliens all day long. Like it has to be aliens. Like honestly, I'm like it's the pure action, having all the aliens together, the alien queen, the fight with the power loader. I'm like, come on, like that's
like I said, it's more of an action thing. I mean, I do love what's his name, Hudson with the game over, man.
Well,
game over.
So real quick, the pinball machine actually has the aliens pinball table in it.
Oh yeah,
that actually has the voiceovers, and so when you move pinball, it does the game over, man.
Game over.
Oh,
man.
that's awesome.
Game over, man.
I know. So I like the second one a lot better too. The first one, it was kind of boring. It was. I did not like the first one at all. I think I saw it like I was probably a teenager. But I finished it, but I did not enjoy it at all.
I guess I'm the minority here loving the first one.
Yeah, I mean it's more suspense, like you said, Scott. But like, I think I was just since I saw it a little bit later, I was probably like 17, 18. I had higher expectations, and it just wasn't for me.
Looks like the chat agrees. They all love Aliens.
Yeah, I like the original.
Oh, I guess is it Bill Paxton who said that quote?
Yeah,
yes,
game over, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Bill Paxton.
From Texas.
From Texas.
All right, so I got an off-the-wall one that I absolutely loved as a kid. It is a little bit slow. Do you guys remember Enemy Mine?
No.
That's so funny that you just said that because I was just thinking about saying that.
Yeah, so Enemy Mine. So it's Lou Gossett Jr. plays like an alien.
So funny.
And it's Dennis Quaid is like a human, and they're in a war, and they both crash land on this like planet where no one else is, and they have to work together to like survive this thing. They spend like years together on this island. Enemy Mine. It's stars like Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr.
Yeah, Enemy Mine. It's kind of a weird movie. They get stranded on this like planet, like Scott said, and then they become kind of like friends. And he has like, it's weird.
They have to like.
He kind of looks like a fish.
Language and their like culture. It's like this whole like, it's this weird like Star Trek, Star Wars thing where they like, end up getting like stuck together and they have to like cooperate but they have no way to communicate. They try to kill each other for the first like third of the movie.
Okay. I gotta give some Star Trek love to Ed. I said because that Darmok episode was where they're fighting that invisible creature where Picard lands on an alien planet. One of my favorite episodes from Next Generation. Shout out Star Trek TNG.
And so Sean brings up Kroll. I'm going to say that's fantasy. That's not. We can't count that as a great movie, but more on the fantasy side.
I don't think I ever saw Kroll.
No, me neither.
That falls like a Conan Kroll, like
Conan Kroll,
like fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about The Fly? What do you guys think
Yeah.
about The Fly?
Somebody mentioned that in the chat.
Yeah.
With Jeff Goldblum, that was a
Yes.
Goldblum.
That was a cool movie. The
That's
dude turns
OG.
into a giant fly.
Yeah. And that
Like,
movie, talk
Like,
about
in the
nasty.
face of it.
Yeah.
He ends up eating somebody's hand by like spitting on it with acid. He's like,
Oh yeah.
He makes his wife Gina Davis shoot him in the face with a shotgun at the end.
Yeah.
oh man.
Has anybody watched it recently? I bet the effects don't hold up. But
No, they're pretty wonky, like puppetry, but some of it does. Like the with the acting with Jeff Goldblum just being a weirdo, it actually works out pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, so I have an off the so just because we're talking about all these off the wall like sci-fi movies, right? So like because we brought up kind of a family friendly Flight of the Navigator earlier.
I know which one you're bringing up.
No, it's not the one you think of.
Okay, I'll bring that one up next then.
All right, because I know which one you think I'm thinking of. It's not that one. Has anybody seen Batteries Not Included?
Yes.
Yes.
I
With the
think
little
so.
things the little flying robot things.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah, it's
definitely
basically
sci-fi.
like Cocoon.
But that was a good like
robots.
Well, they go to the little apartment building and the restaurant thing, and they like make everything better. Like they repair all the stuff in the broken down building.
All I remember from that movie, there's like two scenes that really stick out. The one where he's flipping the robot and it's like a burger and it gets stuck under the bun. And then the other part is where the guy is fixing the tile. Those two things stick out about Batteries Not Included. I'm not sure why, but
like the UFOs are like that big.
Yeah.
yes, UFOs are like this small. They're like toys.
Yeah.
But they end up living with his family, and then this guy's like, "Oh, I can make money from these things." Yeah.
Somebody also brought up Short Circuit.
Yeah, that was Meg. That was a good one. That was a good,
Short
another good like
Circuit-
family
Short Circuit
kids
too,
one.
Yeah.
Short Circuit
That's-
2 was better than 1.
No.
I
I don't think so on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, in Short Circuit 2, you did have the punk rock like version of Johnny Five coming out. Like,
Yeah, but Short Circuit 1 is that
Both
scene
of
where
us?
he's in the woods and he's taking out the other robots and he makes them like the Three Stooges. I thought that was hilarious.
He was cool, man. Like that robot.
Do not disassemble.
But he was
Johnny
like
number 5.
no disassemble Johnny Five.
You need more input.
he was a funny, awesome robot, man. Can he like not being a human character, like he held the movie. Like it was pretty cool.
Is
There's a really unique idea about like this.
Yeah.
You know, it was like kind of like one of those early ideas about AI. Like, hey, this thing is a robot, but it becomes self-aware and then it wants to live.
I got a question. Harry and the Hendersons. Is that a sci-fi movie? Bigfoot?
Oh,
No.
man. These are deep cuts right
That was
now.
a good movie though too, man.
Or is that more
Deep
fantasy?
cuts.
Like,
Before we get off Short Circuit real quick, so I had to tell a quick story. So I liked Short Circuit so much as a kid, I actually tried to build my own Johnny Five, and I'm like an
my.
oscillating fan. So like I tried to build my own because it inspired me. I'm like, I want to build a robot. So I taped basically a tray to an oscillating fan to basically put crackers on to serve me snacks. Turned on the oscillation,
giving you treats.
Didn't they make like little kid like Toys R Us robots that were kind of like that? Because of that movie?
We were poor. We couldn't afford them.
Well,
They actually,
Fair.
it's funny,
$100
Jerry brings
back
that
in
up.
the day. That was expensive in the 80s.
Yeah, they actually did try to make like drink serving robots,
I
but then
think so.
it just didn't work out well. Like they always spill drinks and you
Well,
know.
what was the one in like Rocky 4? Didn't they have the robot that served him drinks? Or like Rocky 5, where he had the like robot butler.
Oh yeah.
Sounds about right.
Okay,
I
so
remember
Well,
that.
in didn't Screech in Saved by the Bell, he had like kind of a Johnny Five type robot too.
So I'm pulling this one up because this was the one that I was thinking Jeremy was going to bring up, and it's on my list. Does anybody remember Explorers with River
Yes.
Phoenix and Ethan Hawke? Speaking of
man.
building shit in your backyard, where they build the spaceship out
Yes.
of junk, and they go out to space, and there's like the whole thing where they think
Well, there's
they're gonna get eaten by the alien or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just two like other
Kids.
teenager
Yeah.
aliens that are hiding the humans from their dad.
Yeah, that's such a classic movie, man. I remember that part where they're testing the ball thing that they've found out. Like they find out how to like basically make a what is it called? Like a protective ball.
It's the thing from the spaceship. The little sphere that makes like the like force field around their like ship.
Right, and it can go through any material like that. So they're testing it out in the middle of this field, and the guy goes like deep underground, and then goes up into the air. It's just
it's trapped in the. Oh no. That's the Jerry O'Connell. Is it Jerry O'Connell? Is it Jerry O'Connell?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember the other.
I think it's Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah,
man. Explorers. I haven't thought about that movie in so long.
I used to love that movie because they always thought like, you could build your own spaceship. Like,
yeah,
that's amazing.
It was like the 80s creativity, man.
Yeah.
Harry and the Hendersons. I don't think it really qualifies, but man, was that a legendary movie?
It was a good movie. Google says family comedy.
Yeah.
No mention of sci-fi.
But I appreciate. Was it Andrew Newland? Yeah, he said Harry and the Hendersons. That's a great choice.
Good
but
movie.
Doesn't really qualify, but we still love it.
All right, so I got another one that you guys. I don't know if you guys ever watched. Anybody remember Inner Space?
Yes.
It's the movie what made popular the
Dennis Quaid
break down the ship and go into the guy, and it's what
Martin Short.
Martin Short and gets what is it? Is it?
I think it's Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah. And Meg Ryan.
Yeah, and Meg Ryan is like
Meg Ryan's in it. She's like the love interest. But yeah, that's a cool movie.
There's
so many movies about like
these are things that as a kid I thought was actually possible. Like I'm like they're going to be able to do that. They'll be able to shrink down a thing and inject it into somebody and cure diseases by putting a ship inside somebody.
I was going to say, here we are in 2020. We can't even solve this pandemic.
I know it's funny that you say that though. But
people to inject bleach.
I have a movie for Larry.
All right.
And check the IMDb. It counts as sci-fi. Shout out to basically Hulk Hogan with Suburban Commando.
Oh,
is that what? When did that come out?
Probably late.
Oh, that's got to be like late 80s.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, it's 91.
I was gonna say I felt like that was like an 89, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I forgot about that movie.
That's close enough, man.
I'm pretty sure I saw that in like 91, but God, Hulk Hogan made some great movies, man. For the wrong reasons.
Is that the one where where the dude in the background throws the dog into the ocean?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I remember. We watched that clip on YouTube or something. I think so. Yeah. You showed me that.
He's driving his motorcycle down, and you see some guy in the background just pick his dog up and throw it in the fucking water.
Yeah.
Wait, and the two enemies that are in Suburban Commando, are those wrestlers too? Like it was the two bad guys that were after him.
Oh,
they didn't say anything the whole time.
That's the Undertaker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, one of them's the Undertaker. So that's fun.
Yeah, those are the two guys that are after him. They don't say anything, but they have like the same strength that Hogan does in these fights.
That's cool. That's a good one, man.
Also,
even though it's not 80s.
Real quick before we move off of, like I said, move back to the 80s. Larry, did you see that there's a new Netflix show called The Big Show Show?
Yes, I have. I got that notification. I haven't finished it, but I watched like the first 3 episodes of The Big Show starring The Big Show, WWE superstar. It's kind of like a Full House family comedy thing. It's pretty good.
I'd say, Larry, of course you watched the.
Yeah, of course I watched it. I did only like 3 episodes, but yeah, of course I watched it.
All right. So perfect. All right. Anybody else have another one? Because I got a few more.
I got one more. I got another one.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, there's one that we haven't mentioned. Blade Runner. Is that one you guys were going to mention?
No,
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite sci-fi movies, but it was pretty iconic.
There's too many fucking versions of Blade Runner, though. Like, is he a replicant? Is he not? I don't fucking know because there's 7 versions of the goddamn movie.
Yeah,
like,
that's
pick
true.
one, please. Like, tell me which one's the one I need to watch, and I'll figure it out. Like,
I didn't like Blade Runner.
Yeah,
too like political and stuff. It just wasn't for me.
I like the new Blade Runner more than I like the original.
Yeah, I didn't see that one because I hated the original so much.
Oh, really?
Ridley Scott is overrated.
Yeah, I think
Ridley Scott, right?
If you want to give it a shot, the second one is definitely a better story. it's got, it's not quite as like slow.
You know what's better than Blade Runner?
What?
Total Recall.
That's what I was bringing up.
Oh,
When I think Blade Runner, I
Total
think
Recall.
Blade, start the reactor. Yeah.
Total
Like,
Recall.
Total Recall,
was
baby.
good.
Yeah.
Lady with the 3 boobs.
The 3 boob lady.
Arnold-
The dude
Arnold with his eyes popped out.
Yeah.
No,
it was 1990, but still a great movie.
when
What the?
when he when he does the old lady disguise and she starts freaking out, scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Back in the 80s. I know this one was in the 80s.
Running Man?
No, not Running Man.
Because I'm going Running Man.
You can go Running Man. But I'm gonna give some Star Trek love to my friend Ed. Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
Oh yeah.
God.
The ear slug thing?
The ear, like I said, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, like I said, that ear slug scene, like I said, scared the shit out of me.
Still
as a
makes me
kid.
cringe to this day. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I think Star Trek movies are a little underrated now. Like the 80s ones, nobody really talks about those a whole lot.
Mhm.
But they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? If you talk about sci-fi, like you go Star Wars before you go Star Trek.
Like I said, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, like Ricardo Montalban as Khan. Come on, like, it was literally like it's this night and day difference from Star Trek the motion picture. I think it's like the Star Trek motion picture came out. They realized, man, they really fucked this up. So we got to switch those. We got to make these movies good now. So Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, amazing movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so there is one that we haven't talked about, which I'm a little surprised, but The Terminator.
Oh.
Original
Or Arnold.
Arnold.
Okay, but see, to me, the original Terminator wasn't as great as Terminator 2, which came out in 92.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, totally.
Terminator 1
fair.
was good, and it started it, but everybody, when you talk Terminator, thinks Terminator 2.
Yes.
Like, everything
T2 is
you remember about
definitely-
Terminator is Terminator 2.
Yeah, T2 is definitely the better movie.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. But
I'll give Terminator a kickstart of a franchise, and like it was a good 80s sci-fi.
Yeah.
But when you have something as good of a sequel that's way better than the original,
Yes.
it's
well,
one of the
that way.
few movies where the sequel is probably better than the original.
Yeah.
It's funny because like you can tell like in these they've made so many Terminator movies since then, but there's never been a villain that matches up with T-1000. He was such a perfect villain that was just strong enough against the Terminator to make you worry like, ooh, he might actually win. But yeah, he was so good, those two together.
The special
Dude,
effects.
Hockey and Sean,
it was-
by the way. Hockey and Sean, no. I'm still
It's
sticking
another
with
Aliens.
Aliens is better.
Other aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, because Aliens 2 is better than Aliens 1.
Oh,
I
oh.
get it.
All right. So we're on the Arnold.
Bringing
thing.
it back.
Somebody brought it up, but we got to talk about another Arnold movie that came out in the 80s. We got to talk Predator.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't think of
Get to the
Arnold
top,
as
Yeah.
you don't think of Arnold as like a sci-fi hero, but he kind
No,
of
he's
is.
in a ton
Yeah,
of
he was
sci-fi.
in so much stuff.
Like action sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Super iconic.
Get to the
Just
chopper.
got that. You got Jesse the Body Ventura with the
Yes.
minigun in that.
Didn't he
Yeah,
end up becoming governor of
You got
Texas?
Carl
yeah,
Weathers.
Minnesota.
Carl
But, yeah.
Weathers.
Minnesota.
You got the classic where Carl Weathers and Arnold do the buff bicep handshake thing
Yeah.
at the beginning, like you son of a bitch, like that one. Like,
And Predator is like a very creative alien if you think about it. Like somebody like had a heyday with that one. Like, dude, I've got this amazing idea. Let me tell you about
It's
this
true.
alien.
But I'm so glad they changed the costume for the Predator rather than the lobster guy that they originally had.
he's from Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fun
yeah.
fact, Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be the Predator in the movie and was like this weird lobster looking thing. He was in like a
Oh.
CG suit. And it was like, he was like, I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme is not a big person. So it was like way smaller than Arnold and just didn't fit right. So they found like the guy, and actually the guy in the suit's the helicopter pilot in the movie. He's the guy that's also in the Predator suit. So
I did not know that. I just learned something.
Yeah.
And my God, it looks If you haven't seen it, go Google it. Google images because it looks awful.
Yeah.
They almost ruined that movie.
Yeah.
You gotta.
And apparently Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't understand like what he signed up for, and he was like, I was confused about the role and what I would be doing.
Just the video clips of him running through the forest in that lobster suit. They're amazing.
It's the funniest shit in the planet. So if you get a chance, check out like the special features on the Predator stuff, or look it up on YouTube. There's some images and things of the original like suit that the person wears, because it was supposed to also still be invisible, but it looked more like a little like lobster thing. It was ridiculous.
It does, man. It's crazy. I'm glad they changed it because that like you said, the Predator alien is just so cool and so iconic, man.
Right.
You know, I'm really just now that I just
foil for Arnold is that big ass alien, you know, that comes from, you know, out of Predator, right? Like that's a person who's like, oh, Arnold's this, you know, monster in this movie, and he's facing somebody as equally as monstrous as him. So
yeah.
I'm Andrew Zealand brings up the Turtles. How did they not bring up the TMNT movie?
Dude, yeah, look behind you, Nate.
Jeez.
Turtle power.
Oh man, that just hit their 30th anniversary recently. I cannot believe I didn't mention that, Andrew.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because he says all the guys in the Turtles suits are in the movies too. So like a lot of the guys that are in the Turtle suits are actually other actors in the movies as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Because faces Raphael is the pizza guy.
Yeah. What's his name? He's that Asian
oh,
dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ralph Macchio. Something like that.
No, that's credit.
Sorry.
However, I would now like to see a Turtles movie where Raphael is played by Ralph Macchio.
He's gonna do the crane.
Yeah.
That would be
himself is
amazing.
What if Ralph Macchio turned out to be Casey Jones?
Casey Jones. I would take that.
Collector Clint just saved me from the not mentioning it TMNT. I was gonna say Batman, Ed, but Batman is clearly not a sci-fi. It's definitely a fantasy movie. In my mind, I don't think it's a sci-fi movie.
I think Ed was just trying to bait Nate into talking about Batman for his bingo square.
I was gonna mention it, and then I didn't.
Well done.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Hey, look, there's Batman.
Yeah. Nate, have you bought any new figures lately? Let's just throw another one of them out.
I haven't bought any new figures, but I actually opened up a Batman recently that I had bought back during NYCC 2019. It was a Batman and Black Mask 2-pack. And I only opened Black Mask for that. And then recently I was like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to open this figure up because I already have two of the other Sovereign Knights. So I opened this one up too, and it's an all-black stealth one. I posted a picture of it recently on my Instagram. If you guys want to check it out, at figurefan_Nate. But it's a cool figure. So that's my new Batman.
Yeah, it's very cool. I like that Black Mask picture you posted the other day.
So thank you.
It was really cool. That's a cool figure.
Thank you, man.
This was fun having us do this here. So I want to challenge. We're about an hour in.
Yeah.
So for the people that are still watching, you think, Ed, this was great. Somebody throw another suggestion for another topic for next week, since we're fucking quarantined. There's no movies.
You mean we're not going to talk about Black Widow that was supposed to come out next week?
Yeah, well, we might. I mean, we could touch on it, but let's, if you guys want us to talk about something, we're leaving it up to you. Tell us what you want us to talk about. I very much enjoy talking about 80s sci-fi movies. This was fun.
It was a good
I could probably talk about this for hours.
Yeah. Big thanks to Ed. We appreciate you, man. Like Scott said, we're in quarantine, so there's not a whole lot going on. So if there's things that you guys want us to talk about, please tell us. We are entertaining any ideas right now. We would love to have you guys interact. Thanks to everybody that has been interacting during the chat. You guys have been great.
All right.
Putting all your movie suggestions in here.
So we have the suggestion here. So we got, the Griswold movies.
That's pretty good.
We also brought up the 90s sci-fi movies. Let's see. Clint asked us about 80s video games. Sorry, there wasn't that many good ones, and 90s was the boom of the video games. I can talk about the 90s games. Not that many other than fucking Mario and Atari in the 80s. So Yeah, so let's talk 90s. We'll do movies and maybe some like fads and shit.
We should throw in some sitcoms there too for Larry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Remember, I was actually thinking about this week. So yeah, that's a really good choice, Ryan. But I was thinking this week. Remember on VH1 when they had those like docu-series like I love the 80s and I love the 90s. I was thinking like when we were grasping for topics, like we could recreate I love the 90s and stuff.
Let's do it. All right, so
I think we do that. Like movies, TV, like collectibles, right? Because didn't they talk about like pet rocks and stuff too? Like let's dig deep and get some crazy 90s stuff, like slap bracelets,
Sam Goody,
Furby.
Furby.
It's all game next week.
Yeah.
All right. So I love the 90s next week on the STS
Yes,
Guys.
I like it. Thank you guys.
I love the
90s. Very good. I mean, has anybody been watching The Last Dance, the TV show about the Chicago Bulls?
No.
Yeah.
The one that made Michael
show.
Jordan like millions of dollars. Yeah, let's talk sports so that everyone can get a bingo square.
I was going to say that is a definite bingo.
I'm going to say I kill the segues.
It's okay. No, that's where I was going. So yeah, I have legit been watching that. It's pretty good.
Bingo!
I just wanted to do that again. So yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate everybody who's hanging out in the chat. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. You can follow us on Instagram at STS Guys. You can follow us on Twitter at STS Guys. We're on Facebook at the STS Guys, and I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Showing like a villain.
And my favorite place to buy Funko Pops, ShumiStore.com. They've got that mint box guarantee. You're not going to get smashed up pops like I got from FYE this week. Go ahead and go to ShumiStore.com. Enter code STS Guys. You're going to save 10%. And Animated Apparel Company. It's still a great place to go get t-shirts. So go to animatedapparelcompany.com. Enter code STS Guys. Get yourself some licensed merch. And you're going to enter code STS Guys. You're going to save 10%. And you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
And then go check out all of our friends, like Talkin' Pops, like Pop Collectors Alliance, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, Four Dorksmen, DC Figures and Collectors Podcast, the Toy Photo Cast. Check out Sully's new podcast, Movie Retakes. They're on like episode 3. It's really great. They've done Ghostbusters, Bill and Ted. Go check it out. It's totally worth listening to. And then Scott and I, we're doing Totally Red Movie Podcast probably next week. We're talking Garbage Pail Kids. It's going to be great.
And this, Jessica, for you.
Bingo!
Jessica Bingo, congratulations.
She's our first official bingo winner. So,
Man, we did all the references in one episode. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got it all set up here.
Dang, we have ourselves figured out.
I mean, a couple of them are gimmies, like it's the best and Shilling like a villain, but yeah. Those are my favorites. Like even It's Been a Week. Like that one had to go on the bingo because it's classic.
So,
all right.
Well, Jeremy, do your thing.
So for episode 130 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye from Texas.
Bye-bye. Yeehaw.
Bye.